What's going on, guys? It's your boy SlayerXtremeTV, and welcome back to the Imperfect Soldier Podcast, episode 4. Appreciate all the love and support y'all been giving me so far with this podcast idea that I'm trying to grow and work on, as well as all the other love and support you've been showing all my other forms of content here on my channel. Real quick, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, man. Hit that notification bell. All those things will help with the algorithm and help push my content out on YouTube for those who may be looking for similar things that I'm talking about, or I just may give the content or personality that they're looking for in a content creator. Now, today, one of the things we're going to talk about today, it's probably going to be short and sweet. Probably, I mean, we'll see how long it takes, see what kind of rambling I do. But let me fix myself real quick. Got to get comfortable for this. So, just recently, literally 10 minutes ago, I watched a TikTok video that really got me thinking about sex in a relationship, and not in any type of relationship, because marriage is completely different, but sex in a relationship in terms of boyfriend and girlfriend, or girlfriend and girlfriend, or boyfriend and boyfriend. So basically sex in the dating phase, everything, basically everything that involves before marriage. So being a fiance, or being engaged, or being boyfriend and girlfriend, girlfriend and girlfriend, boyfriend and boyfriend, whatever the hell, whatever y'all are into, should you be having sex in those stages? And everybody has their different take on it. And some people say, yeah, you should learn the ins and outs of your partner, and this, that, and the third. Some people say, the religious folk, they would say, depending on what religion you believe in, some say no, it's just, you shouldn't be doing that, it's a sin. Some people believe in, it doesn't really matter as long as you're what would be the right word, as long as you're faithful to only each other, type of thing. But from my opinion and my personal experience and everything, I always thought there was no issue with having sex before marriage. There was no issue having sex with your partner that you're in a relationship with in general, like before getting married to them, or even being engaged to them. And that's how I used to always think. So I always had sex with for the most part, with women that I would be just in a casual relationship with, or a committed relationship with. But I don't think, outside of, being a young kid way before I lost my virginity, ever since I lost my virginity, I haven't had a relationship to where I didn't have sex with the individual during that entire period we were together. And the only time that it may have probably existed, if I can remember correctly, to where I never had sex with a partner that I was dating, was if it was a long distance relationship. And that was only primarily because, I was a kid at that time, and I couldn't really go see them. They couldn't really come see me. We had to get our parents and families involved to be able to go see each other and go take trips. So, like, as a kid, especially if you're a sexually active kid, you're not really worried about, as much as you would like that to happen, if you're taking a trip to go see your long distance girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever, and you got to stay with their family. Yeah, it's a whole different vibe, and most people won't just, most people will be like, nah, just don't even worry about it. At least that was how it was for me when I was growing up. Now, excuse me. Now, I will say this. After being married and being in the relationship I was in with my ex-wife before we got married, I can honestly say I wish things would have gone differently. And what I mean by that is, when we first originally started dating, outside of the fact that we moved in together a week after we started dating, that was probably the biggest mistake we ever made in terms of our relationship. But anyways, I digress. that day one we started dating, the first day we saw each other and everything like that, we had sex together. And that's normal. That's like the normal thing these days is the moment you either go on your first date or it's like day one of you being in this new relationship. And if it's not long distance, for the most part, you're already having sex with the partner. Like it's a common thing. It's like like within the first week you're having sex with your new partner of you being a couple, or on the first date there's a lot of times that people are already having sex with each other. And now, I mean, hey, do you boo boo? Like, hey, it's your prerogative. Like, I can't tell you what to do and what not to do. But in my opinion, man, I'm 32 years old. I've been around the block, and it's one of those things that sex to me is not that important. It is good, it is fun, it is great, especially if you have the right partner to do it with. But sex is a bonus thing in a relationship, in my opinion. You shouldn't be worried about whether or not you are going to have sex with this new partner or with your current partner if you're not married. If you're married, that's a whole different ballgame. That's a whole different conversation because that's a whole different style of couple. Because there's a way bigger commitment in marriage than in a dating aspect, because boyfriend and girlfriends come and go until you find that one to where you get engaged, become fiancés, and all that crap, and then you create vows and you literally, in front of God and everybody, speak those vows to each other, and you're supposed to, stick to them. So this is mainly, so what I'm talking about is mainly towards like new couples or just couples in general that have been together for a while. Sex is a bonus to me, right? To me, sex is one of those things that, man, it feels great. If and it's not just like wham bam, thank you, man. To me, sex is supposed to be making love. You shouldn't just be effing the crap out of your partner. That's a given if that's the style and preference of your partner or whatever, right? That's something else. But sex is supposed to have emotion, feeling, affection, that love. Like it should be, you should be making love to your partner. Because the way I've started to realize what sex is technically, especially coming from me and coming from me trying to learn more and be more in tune with my faith and my standing with God and everything. I Having sex with somebody is on a whole spiritual level as much as a physical level, because spiritually, even if you don't believe in God, that's, your choice. But in reality, if you're having sex with somebody, you are literally linking your soul to them. You may not think so, but you're connecting your bodies through the God-given sex organs you were born with. You're connecting your bodies in one way, shape, or form, and it doesn't matter if what part of your body you're using or whatever. You're connecting your bodies. Therefore, you're connecting your souls. And if you are going around and being a single player, playboy, playgirl, whatever, and you're just having sex with this person at the bar, this person at the bar, I just met him, I just met her, and you're just consistently going beam, 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 just wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, on anybody and everybody that allows it to happen, you just connected yourself to all those people. And once you left those individuals, it wasn't like, oh, okay, see you later, and you're still connected. No, you may not feel it, you may not see it, and you may not even realize it, but you're literally just ripping yourself. You're once you have sex, your souls are connected, and you're leaving, and you're like, oh well, on to the next one. You're just ripping your soul off of theirs, and a part of them is left on you, and a part of you is left on them. Like, I don't know how many people are like me, but when I used to go, like when I was like my man whore days, back when I was younger, um, when I would have one night stands or friends with benefits, fuck buddies, whatever the case may be, whatever the terminology was used back then or that it's used today, I would, I'd go do it. We'd hang out for a little bit afterwards, cuddle, whatever, and then I'd leave. But the moment I left is when I would feel this. I would legitimately feel disgusting. And it's not that because the woman was disgusting or anything like that. It was just I felt personally disgusted. I felt guilty. I felt remorse. Felt like I was missing something. And then I would question, why did I do it? Why did I go do that with that person? Just so I can get a nut? Just so they could get a nut? And it always bothered me because I would feel that way and like ask all these questions to myself and just be lost and overthinking into my brain. And then I get home and I'm like, all right, it's like it's gone. And I move on. And I never really thought about what the hell that, like, why I was feeling that way and why I was thinking that way back then. And then, I went through this divorce. I'm going through this divorce, I should say. I'm going through this separation. And I had sex with only 3 people since this divorce or since this separation from my ex-wife and this whole divorce process. And on the last person, well, I shouldn't say the last person. After every single moment that I had sex with the 3 women that I had sex with, it just like I don't get me wrong. These women were great. These women were amazing, and I still talk to I think 2 of them today. The other one moved away and is living a great life somewhere else. But it's like when I had sex with them, I felt this. I felt everything I used to feel and think. It all came rushing back. So after that last woman that I slept with, I realized this is not right. Shouldn't be doing this because not only am I hurting myself when I should be healing myself after everything I was going through with my ex-wife, but I shouldn't be hurting this other individual because I don't see them in that fashion. I'm sexually attracted to them. They're my friend, but I don't have the emotions of more than a friend type of feelings for them. And it's wrong for me to have sex with them just because they want to do it. I'll go with it. That's wrong, and that's just my opinion. So really quick, if you are one of the ladies that I've had sex with within this last year or within this year, and you know who you are, I'm not going to drop any names. I just want to say right here in this video, I'm sorry. I don't know if I hurt you in terms of us having sex together and everything like that. I don't know how you felt with it. I don't know if I led you on. I don't know anything. I'm not a mind reader. I can't read your mind. You can't read mine. I just want to be right here, right now. I'm sorry if I hurt you because I know I hurt myself. And that's what led me to start changing who I am and changing the way I think and the way I see things. I just want to apologize to you, to you women. Man, sex is, like I said in the beginning, man, sex is a bonus. In reality, like I've started to realize, because now that I'm back in this whole dating world, it's one of those things that you come to a realization about, and that's you shouldn't be focused on sex. You should be focused on the sexual things. Like I said, it's a bonus. It's great. It's always going to be there. But your main focus should be building a foundation with the person you're dating. And that's one of the things that I've never actually done. I mean, I guess you could say every single relationship is built on some type of foundation. but depending on what it's built on will determine on whether or not that foundation is going to stick around for the rest of your life, or if it's going to last a couple of years or last a couple of months, last a couple of days. Without a set in stone, sturdy foundation for your relationship that works for both parties, the relationship will never work. And that's pretty much why we're talking about this right now. We're talking about sex, talking about, being in a relationship before marriage. The way I see these couples these days, these relationships, primarily based on what social media portrays, based on the couples that do social media things together. Social media can be a great mask for a couple, not for all couples, but for some couples, because social media hides the darkness from everybody else. There are some amazing couples out there, some amazing married couples that are doing wonderfully in their everyday life, and they love to portray it through social media of their everyday life because they're like, look, like, I love my husband, I love my wife. That's fantastic. I love my boyfriend, I love my girlfriend. It's amazing to see those types of couples. But then you have those couples who do it and say those things and portray those things and show those things on social media simply for the attention. And I think the word is affirmation. I don't know if that's the right word, if I use the right word, but like they want that acknowledgement, basically, I guess would be the correct way to say it. They want that acknowledgement. It's like, hey, we're just like them, we're good too. And then whenever they get off the camera or get out, or the video's done being made, it's back to this toxic environment or abusive environment or some super, super bad environment that you as a partner are in, that no one else sees or no one else knows about, because either one, you haven't built up the courage in yourself to ask for help and reach out to others to help you out of that situation, or two, you are simply living in it and just don't see it. Like, you don't mentally realize it because that toxic relationship, that type of abuse that you do not deserve, is a normal thing because you know how to navigate it, and therefore you don't see it. And to me, when you portray one thing but it's a completely different thing in reality, outside of what you're showing off to the world, you're showing off the mask, everything that you're hiding, everything that you're not really showing to the others, right? You may think it's hidden because of your mask, but sooner or later that mask is going to break and everything's going to flood out, and you're not going to know what to do. You're going to think you just ruined everything, but in reality, you finally opened the floodgates because you can't do it yourself anymore. Because that's the one thing that we have. I think that's the one problem as human beings that we have, is we think we can do everything ourselves. We are in a relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, married, engaged, fucking fabulous. Sorry for my cussing. Fabulously in love with whatever. We have partners. And yet we're over here like, oh no, I'm fine. I'm fine. And we go off, try to do everything ourselves. And most people in relationships think that sex is the cure-all fixture of any problem. Shit. If that was the case, my marriage would still be going right now strong. But it's not. Sex is actually what ruined my relationship, in my opinion. Because I'm gonna give you a little insight of my sex life with my wife. We had a ton of sex when we were just boyfriend and girlfriend, and we got married. We were having a lot of sex, even then. And then it got to a point to where that's all we were doing. We weren't spending time, like legit spending time together. We weren't going out on dates. We weren't going out doing activities. We were staying home, watching TV on our phones, and having sex with each other as a married couple. Now, don't get me wrong, being boring and having sex is great. Like I have this new love for boring in my 30s because it's safe. But you should be okay with boring, but you should also be okay with me and me and the partner should be going out and doing stuff, exploring stuff. Let's go on a hike. Let's go, let's go to an arcade. Let's go to an aquarium. Let's go to a zoo. Shit like just exploring and enjoying life together and like bring some excitement together into our life, but not by sex. And at some point during my marriage, I took it upon myself that I just didn't want, I wanted sex, but I didn't want sex to be, I didn't want sex to literally feel like it was required, but also scheduled because that's the stupidest thing in the world. Sex should be spontaneous. Yes, both parties should be in the mood for sex. But if you're like me and you are very sexually active and that's something that you really enjoy, okay, make it worth it. Your partner's while. Don't do the same old moves. Oh, I'm going to get you hot and heavy. I got this move. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Change it up, bruh. Change it up if you're married. Bring your own excitement. Don't expect your partner to be the excitement for you because you should be the excitement. It literally should be a two-way street to where you're bringing excitement into the relationship at all times. If the old stuff is not working because it's the same old, then try this. Bring something new to the table that the partner is going to have to learn. That doesn't matter what it is. Don't think, oh, I need to. I'm sorry. I'm getting off topic. I just realized I'm like ranting about so many different things. I apologize. This video, like I'm just ranting, and that's pretty much what this podcast is about. Is literally me ranting about whatever. And I've gone from I think I've like skipped 3 different subjects. I don't freaking know anymore. But we're just gonna go with it. It's a podcast, man. We're here to talk. Our primary topic was literally, or I should say, is literally whether or not you should be having sex before marriage. And in my own opinion, because I'm probably gonna call this video because there's not much. I'm just going to keep going in a circle if I keep rambling, and that can get irritating, especially to me and probably to you guys watching. So this is going to be a short video, but let me hit the main thing. Having sex before marriage, to me, should only happen if you plan to marry that individual. And that's my true opinion. Now, I can't say that I'm a perfect being because I'm not. That's why we named this. That's why I named this podcast the Imperfect Soldier Podcast, because I'm an imperfect formal army soldier. Right? I'm not perfect. I never will claim to be perfect. I am literally working and building and growing with my faith with God. And it's sex has always been a battle that I've always questioned and always wondered. And there's so many different people out there nowadays that say sex is okay before marriage, sex is this, sex is that. In the way the way I see sex outside of marriage is, if I'm going to have sex with my partner, with anybody I decide to end up dating in the future or even now, I won't say that I won't have sex with them. But I will say this, is that the only way I'm going to have sex with anybody that I'm dating before marriage is we as individuals have to already be on that process of getting to know the in and out of each other. The good, the bad, the ugly, the flaws, learn about the past to see what what did you go through in your past that turned you into the person you are today, out of literally no pity, just to learn about your partner. You know, learn what they like, learn what they don't like, learn what their goals are, learn what their dreams are, and all that stuff. If I can literally finally say I love you to my new partner, that's probably when I'll start having sex with them. But now, after being married, it's not going to be easy for that to happen. It's not going to be, oh, it's a week, I love you. No, it ain't gonna be like that. It's gonna take time. I can't put a time frame on when I will ever say those three words again to anybody that I am dating, and when I'll be having sex again. But I would rather be celibate like I am now than to hurt myself and sacrifice my peace, and even like I mean, how do I'm trying to say it correctly? I would rather keep my peace, and I would rather take my time and be celibate with my partner, with whoever my new partner is, than to rush into sex as part of the relationship and end up sacrificing my peace just so I can get a nut, and then end up hurting myself and possibly even hurting my partner in the long run. So for anybody listening who's probably questioning whether or not they should be having sex in their relationships that are boyfriend and girlfriend, or whatever type of relationship you are as a couple that isn't like you don't have a ring on it type of thing, ask yourself this: are you sacrificing your peace just so either you or them can get pleasure? Because if you're just there to get pleasure, you're not there for actual love. And you may think you are, but you could also be blinded by lust. Love and lust are very close, and it's a very fine line in between on which one you're really more leaning towards. And it's very hard to separate those two. And I'm not perfect, and it's going to be it's never going to be like, oh, I'm over here, I ain't got to do it no more. No, it's going to be a consistent battle to always stay on the love side, to where the lust side, even though lusting for your partner is okay, not lusting for people outside of your relationship is bad. You have to have that love side at a high level before you can start introducing that lustful love and affection into your relationship. Because at least I that's how I see it. And I only see it that way because it can destroy you. It can destroy you, your partner, your relationship, how you see people, how you see individuals, to the degree of you could go out to freaking Walmart and you could be with your partner, and then every single opposite sex you see, you start wondering, I wonder what it would be like with that person. I wonder how they look naked. I wonder how this, I wonder how that. And you're lusting over everybody else around you, but not your partner. That's the downfall with having sex too early on in a relationship, is because you haven't developed that special concrete bond and foundation with the partner you're dating and you're with, and that you're committing yourself to. And because you haven't done that yet, you haven't reached that level yet, because you've already started having sex immediately, you're just there for the lust. You're not there for the love. Therefore, your lust is going to take control of yourself without you realizing it, and subconsciously and unconsciously, you could be looking at random people in public, like I said with Walmart, and lusting over them when you should be only lusting for your partner. And that goes for men and women, because women lust just as much as guys do. Guys are just more vocal about it than women, but we all lust. We're all pervs. We all look at women and men and like wonder, and have those wonders and have those questions. I wonder what it looks like. I wonder how it feels. I wonder this. I wonder that. I wonder if they can kiss. I wonder if they can do this. And we all do it. But if you're single, that's fine. Do it. By all means, you're single. You're working, whether it's by choice, whether it's not by choice, whatever. Hey, you're single, do you, right? But if you're in a relationship the opposite sex should should not look lustful to you. The only person of the opposite sex that looks lustful to you, that you should be lusting over after you've reached that special bond of love, should be your partner. And it's not easy, because in this day and age, in this generation, and the way that society has warped people's minds, no one can, it's harder to recognize when you're being lustful than when you're being love, like when you're portraying love more than lust. Because nowadays, I think like I've said already, love and lust is like, there's a fine thin line between, and most people could probably just say there is no line, and it's love and lust are now the same things in this generation, in this society. And that's not okay. Because if you can love and lust, lust for, sorry, that was the emergency broadcast that they said they were going to do to all phones on October 4th. Anyways, you can love and lust your partner, but you should have more love in the tank than lust for your partner. Because if your lust is taking over in your relationship, you need to question yourself and find out, are you lusting for your partner, or are you lusting for lust itself as a in a general aspect way, in terms of every guy you see, every girl you see, you're wondering, I wonder what they look like naked. Like I've already, like everything I just stated. I wonder this, I wonder that. And I apologize if for the majority of this podcast, man, we got off topic for a while and then came back to the topic. And then, yeah, there's just so much you could talk about with this, and so much you can go into, especially if you have, like, if I was at that level of being a podcaster to where I had the equipment and the means to have somebody on with me, then we could talk about this as a real conversation. But I have you guys just watching. Like I said in the beginning of the video, man, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. It would really help, not just the podcast, but all other forms of content that I'll be posting on my channel. If you don't mind, leave comments down below about what you think about this. I want to hear your opinion on whether or not you should be having sex in a relationship outside of marriage, like with your boyfriend, with your girlfriend, with your whoever your partner is, whoever you date, whatever you date. All right. I want to hear y'all's opinion. I want to hear what y'all thoughts are and how y'all see it and all of that. Leave comments down below. Let me hear it. Let me read it. I really would love to interact with y'all guys in the comments. Besides that, man, real quick before this video ends, I will say also, if you don't know already, say it at the end of every single video, probably starting now, because I can't remember if I've done it in the previous ones. Every Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Central Time, I'll be going live here on my channel on YouTube, as well as on TikTok, which will also be in the description down below. And I'll be, we'll be going live with video games, chatting, just talking, hanging out, either playing by myself while we just vibe and just hang out, or playing with friends on different games that I have access to, because I'm limited on games because I'm broke. I do hope y'all can stop by the lives and hang out and share the videos, man. Share the videos, help me grow as a content creator and everything like that. Besides that, guys, I love y'all. I appreciate all the love and support y'all been giving me, with everybody who's been watching the podcast and been stopping by the streams. All my socials are down in the description. The tips, donations, and all that craziness that people tend to like focus on, it's down there too. If y'all want to use it, I don't care. Come join the Discord. Y'all can come talk to me in Discord. That's the easiest way and the best way, really, to get in contact with me. If y'all want to discuss or talk, collab, whatever, you want to be a guest on the podcast, the best way to get a hold of me is through Discord. And I mean, you can make some new friends, come game with us. If you don't game, you're trying to get into it, we can, you can come try some games out that we play, or whatever the case may be. Besides that, guys, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I hope y'all have a wonderful week, and I hope to see you in the next video or in my stream. Peace.